Hey guys, my name is Jakob Ross, and today's film focus is What We Do in the Shadows, a contemporary vampire comedy horror mockumentary for the modern age.
Let's go! It's been like this the whole time, Deacon, on dishes, and it still hasn't moved in 5 years.
You're a cool guy, but you're not pulling your weight in the flat.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that I'm cool.
No, that's not the point, though.
Yeah,
You're missing
no, I
the
know.
point.
Not a
I know.
flat meeting about how cool you are.
Basically, the movie follows all the basic rules of vampires. They can't go out during the day, they can't touch silver, they can't see their own reflection in the mirror. Just your typical vampire, and of course they hate werewolves for one reason or another. This film is about a bunch of vampires that share an apartment together, trying to survive in these crazy times of ours. Our main cast is Viago, played by director Taika Waititi, Vladislav, played by Jermaine Clement, Deacon, played by Jonathan Brew, and Peter, played by Ben Francham. These are vampires that are just a bunch of normal dudes that hang out, and they go out and they look for food. And by food, I'm referring to the people that they eat. Well, it's a film I really enjoyed. It probably wasn't as laugh-out-loud funny as I hoped it would be, but that's not really what I think the directors/writers were striving for. It feels like they were just going for an awkward, kind of cringy mockumentary comedy about people that happen to be vampires. I gotta say I was a little worried before I saw it because there's so many films out there and books and numerous other bits of media that's about vampires living with humans and how that works out. And I think that's what's great about What We Do in the Shadows, is that it's not focused primarily on the philosophy of a monster, of a being that is kind of human but doesn't really share all the same characteristics. It's about the idea that these monsters live among us and we kind of just deal with it. And probably the strongest part of this film is that as a whole, it's probably one of the most original vampire films I've ever seen. I mean, there's so many vampire books that are aimed at young adults that are just about romance, or they're very superficial. But What We Do in the Shadows, while it is kind of a shallow film, it's still very original. It's highly funny. Though I was remotely disappointed that I didn't crack up as much as I'd hoped to. I know that it's a funny film. It's kind of hard to go into detail because it is short, and it is kind of just a straightforward movie. But who says every movie has to provoke questions? Overall, pretty good movie. Probably not the funniest I've seen in my life, but I haven't really seen a good mockumentary in several years, so it's really good to see that the style is still alive. You know, if you're a fan of any of Christopher Guest's movies like This Is Spinal Tap or Best in Show, then I think you'll really enjoy what's going on here. You're not gonna leave thinking, oh man, what a twist, or anything like that. But you're going to leave feeling pretty good about yourself that you saw probably one of the most original vampire movies in years.
I can smell werewolves. Why don't you go smell your own crotches, huh?
Bitch, don't swear.
What are we?
Werewolves, not werewolves.
My name is Jakob Ross, and that was our film focus.